Chris Carroll has got another meeting. He has to be first this morning, and he's got a presentation. We may have maybe some others. Wadley.
Well, they were supposed to be here.
You want to wait on him or go ahead?
I think we go ahead. Maybe he got caught up in the weather.
Okay, surely not.
That's my first time to do this, Judge. Where are we going to stand?
Right up here at the podium.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for allowing us the opportunity to come out this morning and present a concept for y'all. We're looking at, we're requesting that the county approve us creating a local provider participation fund, which basically would allow the hospitals in our county to be able to get funds from the federal government. There's some matching funds that are out there that we're not able to get because we don't have a hospital district. And so there's a law out there that allows you to do that. 3 counties down in South Texas have done it. And those counties actually have gotten $500 million now in this federal matching funds. $500 million. We think these funds will be, for Bowie County, our estimate is to be $30 million that could go to the different hospitals. Us, Wadley, the rehab hospitals, now it's called post-acute medical, which is a long-term acute care hospital. It used to be Bowie hospitals that are both at Christus St. Michael and at Wadley. And so we would like to be able to get the support of the county. Last week I was in Austin meeting with the legislators, Representative Van Deaver as well as Senator Eltite, and they are supportive of this as well, but obviously they want the county to be supportive of it before they vote on it. So I'm here today to request the support. We have a resolution. Judge, I think you have that resolution that the county would support this local provider participation fund so that it can go to the legislature and be voted upon.
Okay. Anybody else have any? Wadley's still not here?
Still not here.
But I've been in meetings with them. They support it as well. It helps them like it does St. Michael's. Doesn't cost the county anything.
Right.
And it helps them cover some of their unreimbursed medical care.
And just as an example, last year Christus St. Michael provided roughly $19 million in costs in charity care. $19 million. And I know Wadley had a significant amount, not as much as us, but they had a significant amount as well. So these dollars that the federal government has out there help you take care of the less fortunate folks, and that's what we're trying to do every day.
You say this is a matching program?
It's, I guess basically you'd say it's matching, yeah. We put in dollars and it's
matched. Is this match the funds we're already expending for indigent care?
I'm sorry?
Is this the match of the funds that we're already expending on indigent care, or is this a different program? Or?
Well, we would put the funds in through the county, and then the federal government would match it.
Okay, so you put the funds in?
We put the funds in, correct. The providers, the hospitals would do that, correct.
So it's a new program. Good question.
But it's a new program for us. It'd be a totally new thing.
Okay.
It's pretty new for the state. We're going to have to get a special bill passed to create this. It needs to be done before the bill filing deadline. That's the reason for the hurry up.
This allows basically you get twice as much money, what you would normally spend, plus that again, basically.
It's a 3-to-1 match. So every dollar we put in is 3, but if you take out the dollar we put in, obviously then it's a 2-to-1 match.
Right.
Pretty good deal. Okay.
You said there was a couple other counties out west that are
Correct. 3 counties in
They've been
South Texas,
successful.
and they've been very successful. $500 million. That
How do they determine how much we can use or how much you can put into this program?
There's a cap that they look at based upon what you have. Lynn's our CFO. Lynn,
Yeah.
you describe the cap?
So Chris mentioned, you know, the $19 million that Christus St. Michael currently spends on costs related to indigent care, and then Wadley, I think, spends somewhere in the neighborhood of $8 million. And so between the two of us, it'll be like $27 million. And then we already get some funding that helps cover that. And so they would, up to a cap that basically takes away whatever funding we get today, which is minimal, and then up to that cap of $27 million for the whole county between St. Michael and Wadley.
You'll have one administrator over this program? to distribute the money?
We have an individual that's got expertise that would do that on our behalf for everyone, and working with the county, obviously, to make that, how that works.
Sir, you made it clear that the county won't be out any expenditure.
Correct.
You
Nor
said-
are the citizens.
Okay. And you also said this is a federal program.
Correct.
Would the state of Texas be out any money? They have a match?
They don't have any dollars, I mean, they can support it because they don't have any dollars in it as well.
Very good.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion that we approve this program? Lend our support in any way we can?
So moved.
Any opposed to it? Opposed. Hearing none. The motion passed. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. We'll be able to do a lot of good for a lot of folks that need care like we always do, but this helps us do that and sustain it. Thank you.
Thank you. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Scott, you want to go ahead and do yours?
Sure. Good morning, happy to, sir.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Scott Norton with the Texas America Center. 2 weeks ago, I was here asking for your support on an application for a Texas Capital Fund grant. At that time, once it was approved, Texas America Center agreed to do an interlocal agreement, very similar to the agreement we previously had with the county and a company called R2 Oil on the Texas Capital Fund grant, basically stating that if there were any funds expended on the project that weren't reimbursed by the state of Texas, Texas America Center would make the county whole and pay the bills for that, for those costs. This interlocal agreement is what does that. This is the same agreement we approved approximately a year ago between the county and Texas America Center for another project. That project did not pan out, as we know. Texas America Center did expend all the funds for that project, so the county didn't have to spend any money on that project, and we're proposing the same thing here. And basically, Texas America Center would be responsible for creating all the documents for the grant, forwarding them on to the courthouse for the judge to sign through Deborah, which we've been doing so far on this project, and we would continue to do that where it's minimal time and effort on the county's part and absolutely no cost to the county for this project. And we're estimating this project would, in the next 3 years at a minimum, would create 44 jobs, 44 good paying jobs for the citizens in Bowie County. We ask for your support on this interlocal agreement. This same agreement will go before the Board of Directors at Texas America Center tomorrow for approval. So if approved today and then tomorrow by Texas America Center, then we'll have an executed document this week, and we can move forward with the planning for the grant.
Good. Any questions, Scott? We heard this a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, sir, sure did.
Does anybody have any
No alterations from the last one.
Everything's
Still,
the
all the
same.
enhancements are good for.
Right. Everything looks good with the company, and as far as this document compared to a year ago, it's the same document. We just changed the name of the company that's coming to here. And this company is much more established as an organization. It's a worldwide company. We've met continuously with the CEO of the USA division of the organization, and they have full plans to move forward. We have one signed lease agreement with them right now, and this grant will allow us to do a second lease agreement for buildings for production on our footprint.
And this grant is going to be enough to enlarge the utility structures to the point where you can add more to it later on? We
can. We're also going to use these dollars potentially as a matching for an EDA, a federal EDA grant to improve the road infrastructure. This is for water, sewer, power, IT works, and for the footprint. And we hope to get another grant, EDA grant, to help with the road infrastructure on the footprint, to improve the road infrastructure, as the commissioners are very aware how important that is for economic development. But this grant is for $750,000. There's a $750,000 match, which between Texas America Center's efforts and the capital improvement the company is going to put into the infrastructure, there will be no dollars expended by the county.
Anything else? Anybody have a question? Do I hear a motion?
Judge, I make a motion we approve the resolution for the Expel USA Incorporated project.
Motion made by Commissioner Stone, for a second. Second by Commissioner Blackman. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed to it? Hearing none, the motion passed. Scott, thank you for coming.
Thanard you for your support, and look forward to working with the county on this project.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bring us some more jobs.
Yes, sir. That's the purpose.
The next item will be public comments, and I appreciate you people that are here that make comments. I've only got, I think, 4 that have signed in, but I think we're here to talk about the use of the facility that was the restitution center involved. Is that pretty much consensus?
That's me. That's me.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to say first, I can't speak for the commissioners, but I don't think there's anybody up here that's not opposed to it.
Is there a show of hands? I mean, can I speak? I don't know what your.
Well, I hadn't called on you yet, but you're first.
Okay.
Is anybody opposed that's for it here? Is everybody against it? She wants a show of hands?
What I've heard so far,
What I've heard.
I'd like to hear more.
Well, what I have asked for is a public hearing to find out how the people feel over there. I know how you feel about it. I think you feel just like the vote was here a while ago. Illegitimate vote, maybe illegal or whatever. But anyway, it was to let you see how we really feel about it. And what I need, or what the Commissioners Court needs, is a list of people that are residents of that area that are opposed. Well, if you're for it, you can put that down too, but, you know, we need to see how many is for it and how many is opposed to it. And, you know, then we can use that document in our argument for not putting it here. And I frankly think we've got a pretty good shot at that, but we need a lot of opposition is what we need, and we need it documented. And with that, then, you know, we can
How much do you need? How
if
much
there's
do you
100 against it and 3 for it, that's all I need. I just need to see that the overwhelming number of this sample is opposed to it. Now, I think the school, and I can't speak for them, is going to pass a resolution in opposition of it. Like I said, I'm not in a position to speak for them, but I think that'll be forthcoming, that will help. But as long as we can show that the people in that community don't want it, I just think I don't think the state will put it there, is what I'm trying to say. And that's why I want the signature, that's why. Virginia?
Would it have to be just people in that area? Could it be outlying areas, Redwater, New Boston?
Redwater for the, really, I look at that as part of the
Who in the
community.
state would be for something like this? No one. No one is going to be. I mean, these are the outcast of society.
It's all right putting it in somebody else's yard, that's what people think.
Well,
We just don't want it in our yard.
you were involved in this history. Some of you know that I am the adjacent neighbor, but I will tell you, and I own a business in Maude. But I'm going to tell you, if the state or the county or any official bring this in here, I will not live in a community where 10% of the population are convicted, violent sex offenders that are under civil commitment, are not restrained in any way. If they cut their ankle bracelet off, it is a civil matter. Nobody's going to have the authority to drag them back. And there's 75 of them.
I'm just telling you what we're trying to do to stop it.
But
We all agree, you don't have to
people- we have
convince this
not
group, we've already voted.
Yeah.
I
We
know.
agree with you.
I know, but we need to hear from every single elected official the voice, because I have tried since last Wednesday to get the paper to cover it. There's nothing in the paper. I've been on Facebook, which is not the preferred media, but this is not a debatable thing. This is not a liquor store. This is not the donut shop. These are violent sex offenders. Violent, convicted, violent sex offenders. I don't know how you can, I really hope that they're incapacitated. I asked that question. They are not. They're not. I had educated myself on civil commitment. Judge Carla, you were the first person that I called. But and I know that you have the power and the will to not let this happen. And we all know, I mean, you know the context. You know the context.
I have told you the procedure. Let's have a public hearing, let's find out how the people of that area, it does matter what somebody else thinks.
It does.
But it is more important, at least to me, to know that people, the citizens that will be affected in that area are opposed to it.
Okay, these are the signatures that I got since yesterday afternoon at our store.
There's other petitions out. I'd like to speak for a moment. All I ask from the board, or from the court, is act like this was going in your own backyard. What procedure would each individual do to make sure this doesn't happen to be your neighbor? Because it's our neighbor.
Yeah.
That's all I want from you guys.
Do
That's all I'm
everything
asking.
you can.
That's right. Every contact you got, every news media outlet. I mean, we don't want the bad press, but if that's what it takes to get this going, I mean, I understand they have to be housed somewhere, but a small community like mine, a community like Cheshire County, it needs to be somewhere 20 miles away from no one until they deem that they're can be rehabilitated into society, and right now they don't feel that way, according to the documents that I've read. So that's all I ask from each member, is to treat it like it's your neighbor.
Well, I've got grandkids over there, so I'm sure I agree with you. And I've heard from their families too. Monica, did you?
Just go right there, yeah. Or right here.
Where do you want to do it? Right there's fine with me.
We opened this meeting with a prayer. And I come to you just like Esther came before the king. We're at the mercy of you as commissioners to guard and protect the people. Now there was a Mordecai in that story, and there was a Haman in that story. Haman was insidiously behind the acts to kill the people. Mordecai was in the front, in the background, guarding and protecting the people. And we're asking you, as men that God has raised as gatekeepers of Bowie County, which is what you are. It is a solemn, it is a very responsible position that you've been placed in. It's not about a money trail, because just like in the days of Esther, if something didn't come from this side, it was going to come from another. As you cleave to God in this situation, and you guard and protect in the position that you have sovereignly been placed in, and scriptures say that He raises people for positions. That's right. He says that. So you each have been placed in that position to guard and protect the people. And as you give out, so it will come back to you. It's a biblical scripture. It's a principle. So we're asking you, as citizens of Bowie County, I have an 84-year-old mother who is widowed that owns property a mile from the restitution center. There's no police presence there. What would happen to my mother if a predator came in and raped her in the middle of the night? I have a young daughter who owns 17 acres across the street. What would happen if a predator came in the middle of the night? We own property 3/4 of a mile down the street. What would happen? In 10 years, I'll be 70. What would happen to me? I want y'all to look at my face. And I'm just asking you to be the Mordecais in this situation. Because I'm going to tell you, there's going to be stuff that comes from the back that tickles this along the path. It's not about a money trail. It's about, do you fear God enough to stand for us? We're at your mercy. We can't do it in the power of our strength. But each and every one of you have been appointed We pray for you. We give thanks that you've been appointed. And we're just asking you to fight the battle.
Thank you. Trinity?
Thank you, Judge. I don't live in Maud, but I spend all my free time in Maud. And I plan on moving back to Maud. I've got family there, I've got friends there. The way I see this, you know, they're gonna bring the worst of the worst into our backyard. They're gonna give them jobs somewhere. They're gonna be shopping in our stores. I don't want these kind of people standing next to me and my daughter in the checkout line, thinking only God knows what.
Amen.
Y'all backed Red River when it was in trouble. And I thank you for that, because I still have a job out there. I think y'all need to back the community to make sure this doesn't happen.
I agree.
Because I promise you, if this does come through, and one of them does something to my kid, cops are gonna be called to clean the mess up. That's it. And I'm almost 100% sure I'm not the only father that feels that way. We don't need this scum here in our community. And y'all as elected officials need to step up and show the community that y'all are against it just like we are.
Thank you. Marcus?
I've already spoken.
Okay, got you then. I'm just kind of explaining to you the way I think the process will work. Once we have this hearing and we get this list of names, then we've got somebody to back us up then. And we've got something to back us up and saying we're not just talking, we're talking from, you know, because we've got all this many people supporting, or support opposition of it. And that's mainly what this thing is for. And to show this woman when she comes down from the state, she'll be presenting this program to you. She needs to know when she leaves there that the community doesn't want this program, we're not supporting it, regardless of what this, you know, what she might say. I don't think her coming is gonna help anybody. This feeling's not gonna, I wouldn't think it's gonna help any of us. But all this is, getting these names, it's important because it shows.
We'll get your name.
It's like
Judge.
voting in
We'll
an
get your
election.
name. We'll get your name.
But it doesn't need to be a million. It needs to be overwhelming opposed to it.
You give me a number and we'll hit it.
Get
How
100
many
against
you
it and 2 or 3 for it, and you're okay.
We have a hard time finding 2 or 3.
I don't think we'll find 2 or 3.
I think
but,
we won't find any for it, I don't imagine.
but what I mean, you need to show.
I understand the concept.
Then it is.
What's your thoughts on if we get the names? What is the percentages of killing this to where it doesn't go through, in your opinion?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. If I didn't feel pretty good about it, I wouldn't be suggesting we go through this process.
Do we have a plan if it does go through? Do we have a plan? Do we have a plan to make us feel better? Pardon me?
The plan is for it not to go through.
We really need we need the elected officials to
We're
speak against
We're
us.
not working on plan B, we're gonna work on plan A.
That's what we need to hear. We're all very glad to hear that.
Thank y'all for coming this morning, I know.
Is the building still for sale?
That building is owned by Cass County Adult Probation, I do not know.
And it doesn't cost the taxpayers or anyone in Bowie County, we're not out anything.
No, they
To
pay
have
the
that
cost,
building
insurance
vacant?
and maintenance and whatever, it's not our building.
Monica, I talked with Catherine Betts, the lady at Cass County that's in charge of this project at the probation department, and she said basically, yes, the building has been for sale, and the building is for sale, but they don't want to sell it, because if they sell it, the money has to go back to the state of Texas to reimburse them for the grant that was used to build it. If they lease it, which they would prefer to do, then they keep the money.
It's a money trail.
And plus they get $75 a day per.
But it's got no financial implications to Bowie County.
It helps us.
Except we have the financial responsibility to guard our citizens. There's not a police presence in Maud.
Is there any,
Cass County's not gonna guard it.
is there any way that the county can possibly negotiate to obtain the property and have control of it, since it's in our county?
You would have to purchase it from Cass County.
We don't want to have to fight this battle every single time. Nobody, I'm the immediate landowner, and no one contacted me. Susie Spellings is also a, all these people really are adjacent.
I asked Catherine Bett if we could stop it, and she said no. She said, I said, this meeting on March 1st, I said, is this just a formality? And she said, yes, if they approve it at the state level, you can stop it. So we'll see, have to see about that.
Well, I would like Bowie County's, as the voice that you've had to get federal funds from the state legislature to bring money to help us pay for indigent medical care, I would like the voice of every elected official, from the schools to the...
If you want to stop this, don't just come to us with this opposition. Go to Van Deaver, go to...
We have.
I've explained the program. I think it'll work, but I can't guarantee it.
Okay. That's all we need is your help.
Do any of y'all plan on attending a meeting next Sunday?
I don't plan to be there, but not because I don't want to be at the meeting, but I'll send a statement. But, you know, I've got to, my job is to take that list and see what I can do.
Yes.
When do you need the list?
As soon as possible. I'd like to have a complete list so I can talk to everybody and say this. All they want to know is how many is against it and how many is for it.
Okay.
But they're waiting until after this hearing.
It is a hearing, or is it just a public?
It's a public meeting. No, I don't think it's properly posted or not, but it doesn't matter. Well, we're trying to get a sense from the community of what they don't want. We know that now, but let's document, let's get the names, let's get to check the poll box, and we'll take the list and move on that. But it can't be stopped at the county level in Cass County. It's a state program, that's where it's got to be stopped.
Obviously, the county's had its issues in the past with funds. Do you guys see that it would be possible to purchase that building?
It just says that they're not going to sell because...
Well, if we could...
How about we just rent it for $10 a month?
That'd be good.
If anybody can negotiate that deal, we're confident that you can.
I'm not sure I can do that, but we'll give it 100%.
That's what we need, is 100% from everybody. We're giving you our 100%. We're here on a cold,
some
rainy
contacts,
day.
or you can say this, you know, but there's nothing sure, but I'm telling you what I gotta have in order to take the next step.
You'll have it, sir. You'll have it.
And I will be out of town, it won't be at the meeting, but I'll have some representatives there. I've already told you my position on it. Everybody else is here too. And, you know, we can talk, but we're not gonna fix anything here today. You're not gonna change anybody's mind, they're already against it. So,
We'll have you what you need.
we're all in agreement.
We'll give you everything you need.
And we appreciate you guys getting out from weather. And so all you county employees understand that citizens will do this too. It's not. Sometimes they don't want to get out of it.
Oh, I called to make sure you were having it.
Well, thank y'all for coming. All right, the next item is number 5, is to consider and take action to approve the inmate housing contract between the Arkansas Department of Corrections and Bowie County. We've been working on this contract for several weeks now, and the language we've been changing the language up till this morning. We finally got, I think, we had 2 thises in there, and we had a from, which should have been a form, so that would have changed this morning. So it's just typos, but we've had, the thing has been looked at and approved by the state of Texas. It's been approved by ADC, but not through their board. Their board is supposed to meet this afternoon, and if it doesn't freeze up there, hopefully they'll approve it. It seems to be, like, James, you hearing anything otherwise? That it'll be approved at that level. So I've had the county attorney to look at it. She hadn't got a problem, and everybody's attorney looked at it. It's a good contract. It's not a great contract. It's a good deal for ADC, and I appreciate ADC being willing to work with us, and they've been excellent to work with. But it amounts to about $500,000 to Bowie County over a year period. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but folks, that's just a part of what we need. And we won't get but 5 months pay at best out of it this fiscal year, because we won't start getting the inmates till 1st of March. They'll be bringing them in as they become available and as they can handle them, and if we can get, or the SAW can get staffed up for it. So we won't have but 4.5 months probably of revenue in this fiscal year. So you can kind of figure there about what it amounts to in this fiscal year, but over 12 months, it will amount to about $500,000. So it's a good deal for us. Saul's happy with it, ADC's happy with it, the sheriffs in Arkansas are really happy with it, and that's about all I have. If there's any questions about that, and it's available here. Do I hear a motion that we approve this and we'll get it on to them for their meeting this afternoon? Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the housing inmate contract between Arkansas Department of Corrections and Bowie County.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Blackman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stone. Carol, you got any questions or statements, or you looked at the thing over and over?
You know, I've looked at this a lot of times, and we've been looking at it for the last 3 weeks or more, and gone back and forth, and I think it's a good contract. Looks like a lot of the contracts we've seen in the past years, so I have no problem with it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no.
Well, Judge, I want to personally thank you for your hard work on it, because I know you've been working weekends, nights, early mornings, and whatever it was taking. I appreciate your help on that.
That's what we're here for. Right, Jane? And that's where we'll work on this other issue too.
Thank you. Thank you. We need Mordecai, not Haman. We didn't give it up. Let's make sure we vote. Y'all watch us. Next item is consider and take action to approve the 2015-16 CSCD Specialized Caseload Grant for probation.
Good morning. Good morning. This is our second year, and this is more violence against women. 75% of this caseload has to be that. It can be other violent crimes. It was something we've always had in our community justice plan every year, but never received funding. So we went out to a different source last year and received funding where we do a match. And it was $55,000 funded to us, and we're $260 on our match, which we use for, you know, benefits and training and different things that we already spend was utilized for the match. It looks like we could probably almost have another caseload. We continue to put it in our plan to seek funding from the state also. If we did get another caseload, it could be from the DP funding. But, so we were just applying again for this one, since it seems to be a need like we thought it was. the officer goes out, makes a lot of extra contacts. There's a lot of surveillance, and then they come in, and they also are in treatment. He follows them closer.
Any questions? Do we have a question? What's your pleasure on item number 6?
Make a motion that we approve the CSCD specialized DV caseload grant application resolution.
Motion made by Commissioner Carter, second by Commissioner Whitten. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passed. Jack, you ready for the other one?
Yes, sir.
All right. Item number 7.
And the drug court, it's our 10th year, and some of it serves 6 drug courts that we have in specialty courts in Bowie County. It was $239,580 that we received last year. Each year, we've had an increase in our funding. We hope so this year, but it seems like maybe the program's having a lot of success and numbers have kind of come down, but it's important to still maintain the programs. It funds 2 officers, a counselor, and a drug court investigator. But we serve the felony drug court, misdemeanor drug court, the aftercare reentry, safety reentry drug court, and the mental health court. So, and then there's like a pretrial diversion drug court that's there also to be used. Any questions? There's no nonviolent offenders are in the drug court on all of them.
Okay, any questions of Jack? Do I hear a motion that we consider this drug court grant resolution?
Judge, I move we approve the 2015-16 drug court grant resolution.
Motion made by Commissioner Whitten, is there a second?
I second.
Second, Mr. Commissioner Blackburn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, the motion passed. Next item is consider and take action to receive a racial profiling report from the Sheriff's Office.
Y'all have a copy of this? You've already heard some racial profiling report from Congress in the last few weeks. The report has to be filed with the state by the 1st of March. Just for the public here, since I don't have a copy of it. We had 249 arrests or citations has been issued over the past year. The reason that number, it's actually, the number actually stops in traffic is 800 and over 800. But because we have cameras in our cars, we only have to report the actual citations or arrests that were made.
We've got the numbers here. Has everybody got a copy of this report?
This is just actually traffic stops as well. It's not the normal arrest. It's arrested out of the house. It's a traffic situation.
Any questions of Sheriff Brown? Hearing none, I hear a motion to approve this report.
I just say something, I just want to thank you for all of you, what you do for our citizens, and appreciate that. It's obvious out here what you guys do day in, day out, and we thank you, and your citizens, thank you for it.
Thank you.
And all you can pass that on to all your deputies out there, and captains, and everybody else, we appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Got a motion to hear a second?
So moved.
Second by Commissioner Stone. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passed. Next item, consider take action to appoint members of the Computer Advisory Committee. We talked about this committee last time, and we wanted to confirm that we had some people that were qualified and willing to serve. It's like a lot of our stuff, we don't pay anything, but somebody needs to volunteer and do it. And we've got one person who really wants to be on it, and he volunteered, and that's Tom Whitten.
I can barely turn the computer on.
Don't y'all think you'd be a good liaison for us with the committee, and that's what we're trying to get from you. We're not asking you to refill a computer. But we would like for someone to be able to relate back and forth to the Commissioner's Court. And so we'd like for you to be on it, because I know you're something you really want to do. I'd like to make you happy. I like to make my commissioners happy. And we would recommend Greg Starr, who is in a computer business in Texarkana, used to be in New Boston. I know a lot of you here know him. I think he goes to church with you, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
And Jeff Luckett. Jeff is, he's well versed in computers and technology, and he works for TWU, and he knows something about our program, and I think he'll be a good addition to that. He's agreed to serve, and his boss has agreed to let him serve. And I bet Gabe Tar to be on this committee and ask him to be chairman of it. So that's the 4 members. If you want to add another one, we got permission to add another person. Does anybody think we need 5? It's pretty hard to get 5 to a meeting. 4 is easier to get to a meeting. Leon, are you volunteering?
No, Billy
No,
wants
Billy
to.
wants to.
Billy was worried.
Billy wants to.
Billy was worried about there not being a woman on there, so.
We made her an honorary member.
Any other suggestions from the commissioners? That I don't really think Billy wants to be on that committee, but she would be great, I'm sure. Billy, did you really want to be on that committee?
No, not really.
Yes, she does.
We gonna say?
I'd like to have a couple minutes just so the commissioners know the background of these people, if you'll allow that.
Okay.
First of all, the committee has been asked to submit a report by June to list the technologies that are being used by Bowie County personnel. And what we will do is we will itemize all the applications they use, itemize any required upgrades, check for licenses, make sure all the software is legal, list issues the users are having, and technologies they would like to have to increase productivity. So that is what we will do by June. I don't have Tom's technical background, but as the judge said, he will be used as a liaison from us to Commissioners Court. So let me speak about the members. And again, Billy, you're welcome to come on board. Just so we'll get female representation. Jeff Luckett is an individual I worked with when I was helping with the investigation of the hard drives. He has 19 years experience with IT. He's a network engineer for TWU. He's extremely well versed in administering the network, the applications that are on the network, and very, very enthused about doing this for the county. Greg Starr, I've known him ever since I moved to Bowie County. He's got 23 years experience with IT, applications, and networks. It's important to have network experience because that's the computing platform that Bowie County's on. I started my career in the computer industry in 1967. So amongst us, we probably have, with Tom's resume, about 100 man-years of experience in IT. If there are technologies that Bowie County needs to look forward to that we don't have the experience, we will we will recruit a volunteer to do that. For instance, radio. If you all remember, a year ago, there was some radio enhancement for Texarkana. We don't have that expertise on the county, on our committee. So if the county needs to look into that, we will get the volunteer, and then we can funnel information. That's the idea, is that the Commissioner's Court has a one-stop shopping for knowledge base on what goes on in Bowie County. That's all I have. Any questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion that we approve item number 9, which is appoint these 4?
So moved.
Is it Mr. Stone? that you?
Yes.
Motion made by Commissioner Stones, your second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Blackman, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passed. Next item is, consider and take action to pay the bills. You provided a copy of bills, and, well, Tom's not here, I mean, William's not here.
Nobody go to report card?
No, I don't see anybody over. I looked to my right, I didn't see anybody. We'll do that next time. Hear a motion, we pay the bills.
I'll make the motion for the bill.
Motion made by Commissioner Blackman, your second.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Whitten, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed to paying our bills? Hearing none, the motion passed, people will appreciate it. The next item is consider and take action to approve or amend the minutes as an order of the court for the last meeting. So your motion may be approved.
Judge, I move we approve the minutes as an order of the court.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Whitten, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Blackman, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passed. I believe that winds us up for this morning. Thank all of you for coming. Your motion to adjourn?
Does anybody want to sign this petition?
Yes, I'm